When you're talking about someone who's been injured by an 18-wheeler, tractor-trailer, a large interstate-type vehicle, there are a number of indications that need to be dealt with there that are not typical of your average, to coin a phrase, rear-end auto accident. You have to look. Firstly, it's worth keeping in mind that these vehicles tend to have much more coverage than your average, automobile in a city somewhere. So that is potentially to the advantage of the client. And in addition, these vehicles, though, can cause and do tend to cause, when they're in an accident, much more substantial injuries and long-term and or permanent injuries, and at times death, unfortunately, because they're so very large and heavy. And when they crash into something, the people involved really are, they know about it. In those circumstances, one also has to look at what has been the history of that vehicle for, let's say, the week prior to the incident. Many people who are driving for a living on an interstate basis are paid on a per job basis rather than on an hourly basis or something, or on a fixed salary basis. So in that case, there's often an incentive for that person to get the job done as quickly as possible, and then to move on to the next job and do that one as quickly as possible. So for that reason, the federal government has developed regulations regarding how long a person can drive a very large vehicle on an ongoing basis without taking time out to rest and to sleep and so forth. In addition, we have to take a look at whether a large vehicle like that has complied with the relevant weight restrictions. Some vehicles we find are carrying more weight in terms of what they're transporting than that type of vehicle is certified to carry. That can impact on braking distance and other factors that can impact the ability to stop in a reasonable distance. We should also look at in situations where vehicles are carrying heavy loads, that those loads have been appropriately strapped down so that they're not moving around in the vehicle. If you're talking about a tractor trailer carrying a very heavy load that applies brakes and something heavy inside comes loose and moves within the trailer and then hits the tractor, that can cause all kinds of repercussions in terms of injuries to the driver of that vehicle and to the drivers of other vehicles as well.